like most pianists, you dream of being able to see any chord in your music and play it quickly without much thought. I'm confident I can help you achieve this goal because I've been teaching for many years and I've helped hundreds of students learn to read music fluently. You don't have to settle for memorizing all of the chords and the chord shapes and reading individual notes. There is an easier path. So today I'm going to share 4 methods that I use with my students to help them quickly improve their chord sight reading skills. And I see their overall sight reading improve dramatically in the process. The only thing you need to do is commit to practicing these methods for about 15 minutes a week. Obviously, you'll make faster progress if you put in more time, but honestly, most of my students only practice with me at their weekly lessons for about 10 minutes, but it makes a huge difference. I am going to talk about a few fun apps in this video and a quick overview about how to use them. But if you don't like technology at the piano, then I will share some alternate methods, and I'll link all of these resources in the description below. To be able to read chords quickly, at a minimum, you need to be able to name the notes fast in your music and also know which key to play. I know that sounds elementary, but honestly, I have many students come to study with me after years of lessons and they don't know their notes well. So if you don't feel confident with note reading, I encourage you to take some extra time to practice this skill. I highly recommend practicing with these 2 apps, Flash Note Derby and Note Rush. You can get both of them on iOS and Android devices. Flash Note Derby will give you practice naming the notes quickly in your music, and it's a great one to practice in the car if you're not driving. Note Rush, you have to practice at the piano, and it'll give you practice playing the correct key on the piano. So you have to give it access to your microphone. If you don't want to practice with an app, then I recommend that you get a set of flashcards for yourself and practice naming the notes quickly. The answers are on the back of the flashcards. Make sure you're also practicing playing the correct key on the piano, and the correct key is highlighted on the back as well. The next thing you need to practice to improve your chord sight reading is identifying intervals in the music and on the keys. An interval is the distance between 2 notes or 2 keys. So this is a second, 1, 2. This is a third, 1, 2, 3. This is an octave. It's 8 keys. So I'm counting the note I start with and the note I end with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good sight readers don't read individual notes with chords. They read intervals. So when I look at this Bach short prelude in C major, when I play this chord, I'm really seeing the G on the bottom, and then I read the intervals from lowest to highest. So I go up a fourth, up a third. In the next chord, there's an A on the bottom, and up a third, up a second. So how can you practice reading intervals? Well, I'm so glad you asked. The first thing I want you to do is commit this theory idea to memory. 2 notes that are the same, line to line or space to space, are odd intervals. I frequently show this visual to my students at their lessons, and then we practice drawing odd intervals on my iPad. But you can draw intervals on regular theory paper too. After my students get the hang of drawing odd intervals, we practice drawing even intervals. Even intervals will be made up of 2 different notes, so a line note and a space note, or vice versa. And the trick here is to start with the odd interval and then step up. So if I want to draw a 6th, I can quickly visualize a 5th and then step up. If there are sharps or flats in the interval, like F sharp to C sharp, don't let that scare you. You just count the letters. So F, G, A, B, C is a 5th. So F sharp to C sharp is still a 5th. It is a perfect 5th, but you don't need to know the proper names in order to read intervals. So this is a 4th from F to B flat, but I just count the letters F, G, A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is still a 4th. In addition to drawing intervals a little each week, I want you to practice interval recognition with the Sticky Intervals app. You can get this on iOS, Android, and Kindle Fire. Level 1, 2, and 3 on the top row will help you with ear training and recognizing intervals by sound. But the bottom row is what I want you to focus on because these games will help you get better at recognizing intervals quickly in your music and on the keys. So even though they're 2-player games, you can play these by yourself. If you prefer to practice intervals and note reading with books, I recommend Alfred's Basic Piano Note Speller Complete, levels 1 through 3. I used these books with my students before tablets and smartphones became popular. Just a quick pause to remind you to hit the like button if you're getting value and subscribe if you want to see more piano lesson videos like this. We also do piano tutorials on fun classical pieces. You're probably thinking, well, this is all great, Heather, but what happens when there's a bunch of sharps or flats in a chord? Well, honestly, that is one of the hardest parts about reading chords, and many pianists struggle with it. Here are some scary 4-note chords in Chopin's Revolutionary Etude. And there's 3 flats in the key signature, so I have to constantly think about B flat, E flat, A flat as I'm practicing this piece. But honestly, I read these big chords the same way as I read simpler chords. So here I can see a B octave from the lowest to highest note, and then I read the intervals going up. So up a third, up a third, up a second, and up a third. Here I've got the A flat octave that I can see easily. And then I go from lowest to highest, so up a fifth, up a second, and up a third. And I do have to think about that there's an A flat and an E flat in this chord. So it is challenging, but when my students struggle to know what black keys to play in a chord, I tell them to start with white keys. So they would play this chord and then adjust the chord for the flats. So I would just shift the A's down 1 key and the E down 1 key. So A's down 1 key and the E down 1 key. And then I've got my chord. And that's usually very helpful. So how can you get better at reading chords with a lot of sharps and flats in them? You probably don't want to hear this, but you should practice chord inversions and scales in all of the major and minor keys regularly. You'll get so much more comfortable with key signatures, chords, and sight reading in general. If you want to go deeper and discover how to learn your pieces quickly and read music better, watch this next video of mine where I share my favorite resources for improving your overall sight reading.